You can just get an illness, and it is very important. You don't need the added stress of money. Once you've been diagnosed with something, the last thing you want to worry about is how you're going to pay your bills and your mortgage. So in the October, we got our first mortgage with Neil, and he was recommended by a friend. So we knew him when we was renting, because we was obviously hoping to get a property.
Kelly and her husband came to me from a recommendation, and they were exploring what they could borrow in terms of buying their first property together. Soon after that, we had a protection meeting, and where I went through the various different issues that they should consider.
Neil, strongly recommended critical illness cover and life insurance, especially having Bobby, a little boy. So we took it out, and then I sneakily, about 2 weeks later, cancelled it, because I said to my husband, we can't afford it, we're going to struggle as it is. Neil found out and rang me up straight away. He just said, it's so important with Bobby and that. If it's the money, is it the money that's the issue? And I said yes. So I said to him, well, can you find me one just a little bit cheaper, just to help out, because, it's first time buyers and we've got a child, it's hard. So he did, and then we took it back out. So that would have been probably the November, took out the critical illness cover, and then I got diagnosed in the March. It was quite a fast-acting leukaemia. They normally are. They didn't quite know how I was still walking around, I don't think, because my bone marrow had just completely stopped working, so I didn't have hardly any red blood cells. And then they blue lighted me to King's the next morning, and then they started the chemo the following day once I was settled at King's. I was 24 weeks pregnant when I got diagnosed. And they did want to terminate the pregnancy when they first diagnosed me, but obviously I said no way. But they just upped the dosage of the chemo once they delivered Lenny. So they delivered him 2 months early, and then kept him in the special care unit for about a month. They checked him for a year after, and then once he got to a year, they discharged him from the hospital. They just needed to check his heart and brain, because the chemo could have affected him as such, but luckily it didn't. Been in remission for 4 years this September, and yeah, touch wood, everything's brilliant.
We'd heard that Kelly had suffered from a critical illness, so we got involved in helping her with the claim initially. I went back to see the family, and of course, whenever anyone's received a payment from a policy, everyone realises the value that those policies have.
So I would say Neil is my hero, because he got us to take out insurance, which was so important later on. It was literally 3 months and I was diagnosed with the leukaemia, and if he hadn't have strongly recommended us to take it out, we would have had so much added worry and stress that just wasn't needed. And the payment that we got basically helped to pay for the mortgage, while my husband could, look after Bobby and still visit me regularly in the hospital. We would have got more money if we had stayed with the higher premium, but yeah, I don't regret it. I'm just so thankful that he rang me back and made me take it out, basically.
It's not for you as a broker to decide whether someone wants insurance or not. It's for you to give them the opportunity to turn you down if they don't want it. If I could give any brokers any advice, have the conversations with your client. Let them turn you down, okay? But give them the opportunity to hang on to the house and to look after their family, in the event of a serious illness.
It's always that situation, is it? Oh, we don't need that. It's never going to happen to me. And it was, it helped so much. Don't even batter an eyelid about taking out critical illness and life cover. It is so important, especially if you've got a family, that depend on you, and, you don't want to lose your property because of it. And just 100% take out insurance. It is so, so important.